So welcome everyone to Layer 5's website meeting. Today is 29th of May. And if you haven't written your name in attendees list, make sure you write your name. And if you got any agenda item to discuss, feel free to toss it in as in the meeting minutes. So with that, let's start today's meeting. So we'll be following up with Layer 5 weekly tradition to welcome newcomers. So if you are a newcomer and haven't introduced yet in any of the calls or in the community, feel free to unmute yourself and give a quick introduction. This will help us to know you more and you can grab a quick issue. So do we have a newcomer today?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I'm Ashutosh Singh and I'm a newcomer. Like I just joined the Slack and all, and this is my first meeting. It's nice to be here.
That's great. Nice to have you, Ashutosh. If you say a little more about you, like, are you currently in school, working?
No, so I actually graduated recently, and I was looking to do something like the thing is, I got the job, but the job is starting in July, so I wanted to do something in between because I cannot be free, right? I need to learn and improve upon myself. So I was looking for some open source projects to work in the meantime. That's what.
That's cool. Yep, you're at the right place to learn about open source. Cool. So is front end or back end is your thing?
Actually, it's partially both. I'm not good at both. Like I'm not extremely good at both, but I am familiar with both.
All right. Cool. Nice to have you, Ashutosh.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So, Yash Srivastav. So, is this your first time joining this call? Okay. Yash, you can unmute and give a quick introduction. All right. Seems you have an audio issue, so no issues. You can introduce yourself in chat. So with that, I don't think I'm missing anyone. I'll still pause for a second, and if anyone is new, feel free to
Am I
introduce.
audible?
Yes, Akash. Yes, Akash, you're audible.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Akash Singh and I'm from India. And I'm currently in my second year pursuing bachelor's in engineering in information science. And I have been contributing in layer 5 since the past 2 months. But this is the first meeting I am attending. And I hope to contribute more in the future.
That's great. Fantastic. Nice to have you, Akash.
Hello everyone.
Hi,
Can you hear
Yash.
me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, so my name is Shivam Srivastava and I'm from Bangalore. I've recently started contributing and this is my first meeting today.
That's cool. Nice to have you, Shivam.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think I'm missing anyone. So with that, let's move to today's agenda items. So we have a decent amount of agenda today. So first up, on top of the list, we have change JPEG, JPG to PNG images. Sorry, JPG to WebP images from Akash. So Akash, would like to share your screen?
Yes.
Cool.
Is my screen visible?
Yep, it is.
Yeah. So this is the PR. So in this, I have changed all the JPG and the PNG files to WebP. And I think there are around 1,448 insertions and deletions. And I have checked manually many pages and I didn't find a problem there. So I posted this PR. So that's all. I think Ayush has also reviewed this. Yes.
Yeah, I see Shivam's comment over there too. So yeah, Akash update is a performance update, so it will be helpful in increasing the performance. So Shivam would like to offer any feedback over here since your comment is mentioned.
Yeah, thanks Akash for this update. I guess it will provide a nice performance boost to the website. And it's just that we just need to confirm that all the images are present. Else, we don't want to provide any broken links or provide any missing images to the code base, because it will be problem to figure out things later. So you need to double confirm this PR. So I guess Ayush is working on uh, similar similar references for the website, and I guess if he is present on the call, he can offer some feedback as well. He might have gone through the whole PR. I haven't gone through all the files.
Ayush is not with us today. He's traveling. So yeah, let's also get his review on the PR then. So far it looks fine to me. Any other items to discuss from your side, Akash?
No, that's all.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. So before we proceed, if you got webcams, feel free to switch it on. And next up, we have an item on grid list consistency in blocks from Karan. So Karan, would like to share.
Yeah. I'm hoping my screen is visible now. So the issue, the PR was this was related to a abandoned PR. The contributor was working on the changing, resizing the view toggle button with respect to the dimensions of the search bar, but that was not the main issue. As Nikhil has mentioned in the comments that we had to introduce the consistency between the grid view and the list view. This is the current condition. As you can see in the this inconsistency in the search bar and the view toggle and between the spaces also. If we resize it and just go into grid view, the the effects are not consistent. So I fixed this one. And the list view and the grid view is both consistent now with having the consistent spaces between the elements and in the footer and header. Nikhil has mentioned some few more changes that I'll do by tonight, and Lee has also commented on that. Sorry for not replying before. So he was asking bit uh, about all the blog which will be visually affected. So blog will not be affected visually as such. This this PR only consists of the changing in this uh, view type. It does not affect the blog content individually as such. Yeah, that was all from my side. Anything else the reviewers can point out?
Yeah, so far looks good to me. So yeah, Karan, if you would keep sharing, let's take feedback from others too.
Sorry for
Yeah. So have you also reduced the size of the search field?
I did not. What I had to do here was just taking the element, taking the CSS value which was used in the grid view and just copy and paste it in the list view, and some minor tweaks in the in the blog wrappers has just resulted
Yeah.
in the consistency.
Yeah. If you just switch the view again. Yeah. So in this one, like if you see the image of that particular card, so it's like perfectly aligned. So there is a proper padding in top, bottom, and right and left. And if you switch the view again, so the image is like getting touched to the top of the card. So this thing could be fixed.
Okay, that's related to the grid issue. But I'll do that. It will not require much effort. But
Yeah. Yeah, rest looks fine to me. So anyone has any more feedback or comments to offer to Karan?
Karan, I guess there was another comment mentioned by Nikhil regarding the responsiveness of the search bar. Was showing unusual behavior. I'm not sure in about 1 to 2 pixels. You
Yep.
go through that and it should be fixed.
Yep, I'll do that right away. So can I stop sharing now? Okay, Gaurav, so I'm stopping the share.
Yeah, cool. So I'll share my screen again. All right, so Shivam, you're up next with the playground pop-up on homepage.
So task was to create a pop-up for the users. New users that visit the website would see a pop-up that will redirect to them to a.meshery.io website that they can try their hand on the playground. So I have made two implementations for this. One is this one, which covers all of the web page and uh, provides an opacity effect on the background, and the user can redirect to uh, the website and can close this pop-up by clicking outside this image. This is the first implementation. However, Lee also suggested another implementation for this, that is having the pop-up in a lower right-hand corner. Yes, and so this is another implementation for this. So I uh, I suppose we'll be going forward with this because it does not hinder the user experience. The users can still see the website completely. Just that this pop-up will lie around. If anyone wants to go to this website, they can there. And the only issue that I suppose with this one was that at smaller screens, this becomes quite small, and so we would need another graphic for this for smaller screens. And I guess Ritik would be working on that. So this is the update from my side. If anyone has any feedback or any suggestions regarding this.
Yeah, looks perfect to me. And Shivam, after how much time frame are we showing this to user?
This will be shown after about 8 seconds when the site loads.
Okay. And the bigger one, same.
Uh, this currently it is being shown after around 2 seconds, but that can be changed. 8 seconds was suggested by me, so I made this to appear after
Okay.
8 seconds.
All right. And this is on a cookie-based system or any other?
This is basically derived from the local storage. The data is being stored in local storage of the user.
Oh, all right. Local storage. Yeah, that's good then. So yeah, Avantika has a suggestion to offer. So Avantika.
Hey Shivam, just had a quick question since you mentioned it. Is it clickable like the GitOps, Explore Design? Are all of those clickable?
This is actually an SVG image. It is
Mhm.
not a React component or an HTML-based component. So this whole image is clickable and it redirects directly to the play.meshery.io website.
Okay. I think I was just curious because I thought that maybe all of the GitOps, Explore, and Design was separately clickable. So I thought that it wasn't very obvious that you can click on all of these separate things. So I just wanted to make sure that that was not the case. But overall, it looks really good.
Yeah, that's a good consideration to take because the Keppel green that we are representing all over the website, all the things are clickable. And in the pop-up also, we are showing that GitOps, Explore, and Design are represented in Keppel green. So yeah, it would be a nice consideration to take. A good feedback from Avantika. All right. Yeah, and that was a nice update, Shivam. Any more items from you? All right. Good. Let's move to next item. So that's by Randy. So he fixed couple of issues. So Randy would like to share. Oh, do we have Randy on the call?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here.
Oh, sure.
So let's see. So this is PR that kind of fixes a bunch of things. I don't know if this is okay to sort of batch some stuff together, but I was fixing some transitions, light and dark mode that didn't get caught the first time we made changes, and so just changing some timing on text and these other things, and then I noticed there's some issues that kind of felt like they were getting a little stale. So I wanted to see if I could quickly resolve them, and so I added those two, and then there's videos for each one. I don't want to necessarily go through all of them for the sake of time, but and then I also the only thing I wanted to highlight was there's also some other issues that felt kind of stale that I know had people assigned to them, and it seemed like a couple months had gone by or whatnot. So I added some comments that to try to help move the issues forward, or maybe a PR forward to try to help it get to a closed status. So I just had a question if there's any sort of for this project, a timeline for issues in terms of when they, should be closed by some point. If, let's say, somebody opens an issue and then 4 months go by, is there some sort of timeline where there's like, okay, if it goes past this time, then we should decide whether this stays open or not, or whether we should move it to a discussion versus an issue or something like that. And because there's also sometimes where you take a look at the issue and you see there'll be some confusion on what's going on. And so that's what these comments and some of these issues we're trying to help clarify and sort of, again, try to help move it to a closed status, because we keep sort of, it seems as if, more issues get added on. And I don't know if, I think it's good to have a certain number of issues available. I don't know if it gets a little unwieldy to have a lot of issues for the maintainers. And then, there's a lot of people that are posting asking to be assigned the issue, but then there's no response. I don't know if that's how that feels on the people who are asking to be assigned, and maybe there's just a little bit of confusion sometimes. So that's what I was trying to address, at least with some of the issues. I wasn't trying to do all of them. I was just trying to look for ones that I could easily help out on. So yeah, that's what I was working on. I'll stop share.
Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah, that's a really nice thing from you, Randy. You are making maintenance job very easy. And yeah, definitely thanks for making comments over there. And onto your point that whether there should be a particular time frame for closing out an issue or not. So we do have a group of folks, community managers and meshmate, who perform issue squatters based on weekly and monthly basis. So they keep up, make sure that the issue isn't being squatted, or the PR isn't being kind of a whole. So yeah, that's a nice point to mention over here. And moving a couple of issues to discuss forum, that's also a very nice point we could consider, because in discuss forum, multiple folks can chime in and provide feedback over there. Yeah, that was some nice suggestions from Randy. Cool. Anyone has feedback on Randy's update? I guess not. So thanks, Randy. Yeah, that was a good update, and very thank you for like taking over that issues. All right. So next up, let me share my screen again. So next up, we have an update from Darren, but since Darren is not on the call, so we'll quickly go over his update. So his update is add gitpod.yml to gitignore. So I guess he
that that wasn't actually that was one of the suggestion discussion that we actually wanted, because recently there was some issue regarding code space. So we I guess Randy had mentioned about using gitpod instead. So yeah, some of the folks were having some difficulty while they used to add directly using git add dot. So instead of so using that, I thought of adding gitpod.yml file to gitignore. So yeah, Vishal said to mention it in meeting.
Oh, all right. I didn't got a chance to look at that particular discussion forum link, but yeah, it's good if you could, Savio, if you could share the link in chat so others can chime in. Yeah, because this link is pointing to some other PR.
That was only the discussion. And just
Yeah, you can drop that particular link of the discussion. All right. So Savio, you're up next with 2 items in a row. So would like to discuss. Savio, are you there? Would like to discuss your items?
sorry, I thought my mic was yeah.
Okay.
So are you sharing the screen or
You can share.
yeah? Yeah, is it visible?
Yep, it is.
So yeah, one of the issue was relating multiple lists. So when we go to the layer 5 website, yeah, so as you can see, while hovering to solutions tab, the developer defined infrastructure and Kubernetes, like both are getting highlighted here. So once I see, if I go here, the first list is getting highlighted, and if I go here, the first list, and the first page, first link has its own page because all the links is distinct. So I guess there needs to be a issue open for that issue, right? Open an issue for that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So after that, um, yeah. So I was just going around for kind of like we wanted to add a home banner related to Meshery Playground. So I had just thought of going around with such a design, but just Shivam mentioned about not using stock images or uh, making such banners. So I guess if anyone has some feedback or ideas related to adding banners for Meshery Playground, they can just comment in the discussion of GitHub or on the Slack. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't catch up your this particular review. So Shivam, do you want to offer any feedback or anything over here?
Yeah, I mentioned in the comment regarding use of stock images. I guess that's the only thing that we need to consider here. Otherwise, this looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, fine.
All right. Thanks, Savio. Any other item from you that we should cover?
No,
Uh,
that's it.
Gaurav, I would like to add
Yeah,
something.
sure. Go ahead.
Savio,
Yeah.
extending about the thing you have talked about in the previous discussion. Could you just
Yeah.
go to the layer 5 website again?
Layer 5 website. Yeah, this one.
Just please hover on the project section.
Project. Yeah.
Yep. So, Gaurav, if I'm not wrong, a contributor was working on fixing the extra with around uh, these elements, right?
Yeah, extra white space. I guess that was Melsonic.
Yep.
Mm.
It has been a month and the issue hasn't seen any progress, and so we should just uh, contact Melasonic once again, and if he does not respond, so we can pass this to someone else, or you can assign the PR to me, then I'll fix this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because we have discussed that particular issue and the approach we should follow multiple times in this call. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
And
So I'll
yes,
let
and this
you
section
to.
has become bigger than desired right now, so
Yeah.
we should be getting it fixed.
Okay. All right. So I'll let you like contact him on the GitHub.
Okay, sure. Okay, that was the point.
Cool. Thanks for your updates, Savio. So next up we have Layer 5 brand guide published on layer5.io. So that's great news. So Avantika, Catherine, or Ritik, anyone would like to explain or share?
Hey everyone, very excited to share this news. Both Ritik and I and Catherine have really worked hard to get this Layer 5 brand guideline going. I'll quickly just share my screen. I think someone will need to stop sharing their screen, please.
Yep.
Awesome. Sorry, one second. Here. So we've done a lot of work on the Layer 5 brand guideline here. It's a really long, how many pages is this? Like about 60 plus pages. We've really worked hard to redesign it. Just getting everything together, organizing it, and then just designing it so that it speaks for the brand, and then just using a little bit of design to improve on the impact of communication. So it took us a long time. We've worked long nights. It's been very disorienting for our sleep cycles, but Ritik and I and Catherine have really worked to get it done. So I just want to quickly go over it. And Ritik, is there something you'd also want to add to this? And then we can just quickly show them a quick run through of the guideline that we've made.
You can go through it.
Okay, fine. I'll take care of it. So as you can see, we're showing what the guidelines for the brand is, how what everyone's vision is, what kind of just basic things that express what kind of brand we are. We solve problems. We make something as complex as cloud native simple. We earn people's trust through the hard work everyone here is doing. So it's a quick cheat sheet talking about the character, talking about the tone and the voice, how to be consistent with our colors, fonts, logos, and just all sorts of really cool stuff. And I have to give credit to both, Ritik and Catherine, because I'm not sure if Catherine has a design background, but Ritik has done a really, really good job of picking up on some very cool design, just ways to design. So I'll a quick refresher is that this is all Ritik's cool, all his design skills right here in play. So we've tried showing different buttons, we've tried showing different components, we've tried showing fonts, typefaces, just for mobile, for desktop. And it's, it just how spacing for, different logos works. And I think it's very complex and gets a lot more complex when you start getting into details like MeshMap and Meshery and even like Meshmates, Night. I forget what the name is, but sorry, this is hanging perhaps a little. But we have lots of really cool stuff going around. So I think this has been sent to Lee for approval, but we're just waiting on that for it to be fully published, but it is on the page, I think. So we have all this really cool stuff that talks about the do's and don'ts for both photography, for illustrations, everything. So if you get a chance, it would be cool for everyone to familiarize themselves with some of these guidelines so that, when we're designing, it can be more consistent and it can have a bigger impact on Layer 5 as a whole, and just all of the other subsidiaries under it, or just all of the other projects that are under it. It's very cool. It's been a lot of hard work from everybody. So we're very excited that it's finally done. So that's all we have going here for now. But Ritik, you want to take it away? Anything that you would like to add?
Yeah. So for all those who want to take a look at the brand guides, you guys can. I am sharing the link. You can download from there. I've shared the link in the chat, so now you guys can go and check out the brand.
Wow, that was a really great Singh, Avantika, Catherine, and Ritik. Yeah, that was a really great work. Cool. So I think Ritik has shared the link of the preview of the PR. So we all can go and check out, preview it, provide any feedback if you have. Cool. And the brand guide is the most important thing for a company because you can share everything related to its fonts, styles, and everything over there.
Is Gaurav stuck? Is it just me or is Gaurav not speaking that well?
I believe Gaurav's screen is stuck because everyone else is like completely fine, but there's no movement in Gaurav's screen.
Shivam, could you take over? Or Ritik?
Let me share this. Till the Gaurav comes up, we can circle back to him. And so next item is from Raj. Raj, would you like to share yours? Yeah. 1 second. Yeah. I believe it is shared right now. Yeah, it's visible. Yeah. So my current issue was there's no edit page button in our website layer 5, and the issue was to create an edit page button in that will link to the GitHub file of that same page. So what I have done till now is 1 second. Yeah, I have added a new button. It will be something along the lines of this. It's not finalized yet. I just wanted to get reviews from everybody on this. So maybe we can put that in this page section to the bottom of this, where we have about here, I guess. Yeah, where we have the status, privacy, and terms. Okay. So that I guess the footer is just being called. The same footer is being called throughout the website. So in every page of the yeah, for every page there will be a link. Edit this page, which will link to that GitHub file. For example, the homepage. So it will open the file of homepage, and in the projects page, it will open the file of the projects page, and along those lines. Yeah, I'll try to shift this here, and we'll follow up in the issue.
Oh, Raj, good. Who else has an opinion about the proposed location and button? Raj, do you think that folks might get confused with the other GitHub link potentially, or? Yeah, I thought about it. I was thinking to replace this GitHub icon with a pen icon, which would be like an edit icon. But while preparing for this meeting, I just use the GitHub icon right now. Yeah. But I'll try to switch it to here. I believe that would be a better option.
I just thought that if putting it here would confuse it to being edit of this whole website instead of that specific page. So I wanted to keep it a little bit on the top of the footer.
There are good there are this is great because there are others on the call like Avantika that might have some ideas or some thoughts.
Hey, yeah, just very quickly, I just wanted to understand when you've written edit this page, is it like for specific pages, or is it like a way of saying that you can go see like a list of pages that need to be edited?
It is for a specific page. For example, if I just open the projects page, oof, I believe the server is stopped. So I'll just explain it to you by verbally. So on a specific page, for example, I'm on the learn page of the books, the service mesh patterns page. So clicking on the edit this page will open up the GitHub file of service mesh patterns page. For the home page, it will open the GitHub file of the home page, and similarly for every page. So it will be distinct for every page.
Okay, so it's the same button, but it'll just open to different pages.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering if that's a little confusing. I don't really have a solution right now, but it's an interesting solution, I guess. I would say it's just, I think it would confuse me thinking that it might lead to like a page that has a list of pages that can be edited, and then people can take it from there, versus every page having a different edit this page button.
Maybe we might just create a small section, I believe, but we don't have any more content to put here, so that would be a waste of space, kind of.
Yeah. It's a good solution. I think it could just be a little confusing that it's the same button for different pages and it links to different, when you click it, it takes you to a different page.
We can follow the same behavior that we have in the docs.meshery. We can add a new column and a tools section, and under this section we can edit this page, though it will be having only a single row, that is edit this page for right now. That will be.
And it opens to GitHub, like it opens to an issue in GitHub, or how does that work?
It opens the file.
It opens the file, doesn't redirect you to create an issue. It just opens the raw file which we have in the GitHub.
The raw file, like for example, like a Figma file, or like a
the JavaScript file.
The JavaScript file. Okay. I think that maybe GitHub might be a little misleading, because I edit this page, it seems like it's taking me to a specific pull request or to an issue page on GitHub. Or are you planning to change it to the edit icon, as you were saying?
I believe edit icon would be better.
Yeah.
I haven't yet implemented that, but I would use the edit icon. I believe we could just finalize the position before, but I can do that also. We can have the conversation on the issue that's on GitHub regarding this.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If there are any more suggestions, we can have the conversation on GitHub.
Hey, speaking of GitHub, if you want to have an example of what other sites do in this regard, you could go to gitlab.com and you'll see edit this page on all of their sites pages. You might see a second link as well. It is pretty commonplace for, well, mostly for open source documentation to have an edit this page button that, or not button, link, or button, whatever, that takes people directly to the code, the source code for the particular page that they're on, so that they can contribute quite easily. And that's actually the point, is for those that are savvy enough to, want to fix something that they see on the page or add something that they see on the page. It's not that they can't go figure out where this particular content is located and how to contribute. It's that the convenience of having a link specifically to the page that they're on just greases the wheels to their contribution. And so, yeah, there would be any number of people who might visit the site and click on edit this page, wondering, you know, some people might be curiously wondering if it really means that, like, really, do anybody can go, you know, change this? Is this like Wikipedia, or, you know, how does that? And yes, it is like that. Although the changes are reviewed before they're published, but so Raj, can you visit gitlab.com, please?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it seems like you're trending toward a pretty decent location in the very, very bottom of the footer.
yeah, something like this.
Yeah, so view page source, edit this page. I'm not sure which one is what the difference is going to be here, but and then please contribute. So in part to what Avantika was curious about was like, hey, is this link taking me to a central location that is the same location that I get directed to anytime that I click the button to basically to a set of instructions that let me know how to do that. And the please contribute link, my money is on that link being the same across all pages. It's just to their contributing.md.
Yeah.
The edit this page being specifically to the page that you're on. And then the view page source might just be a convenient hyperlink to open up. If you click view page source, I'm curious as to how that's going to be different than edit this page. Like edit this page, you can see is wanting you to sign into gitlab.com. Okay, good. I'm sure it will redirect you to the source for that specific page. But if you click on view source, what do you get? Or view page source. It might just take you to an unauthenticated, you know, to the index.md or index.yml for that particular page. So this is that page's. Yeah. So anyway, this is just one example. There are a bunch of other examples of other sites that do something similar. And yeah, so for those that would actually contribute, edit this page, directing them like specifically to the source code for that page is a fairly standard convention. And if they are surprised to be looking at source code, that's fine. They weren't going to edit the page anyway. Like they weren't going to contribute anyway. So it didn't really matter. Nice, cool. Yeah. Yeah. This is a bit tongue in cheek to be on gitlab.com and them be redirect. It's not like this is an external link for them necessarily, because they're taking you to GitLab. They're not taking you to GitHub, they're taking you to GitLab, which is their own product. So for us, it is an external link. I don't know that we would need to denote that though. That's probably just more distracting than anything else. If you go to other pages on this site, I mean, hopefully the fact that if someone does find an issue on a page and they want to help improve the site, hopefully they would find it down in the footer, and it wouldn't be lost on everyone. But it is generally true that those that might want to fix something or contact someone about there being a problem, they might scroll down to the bottom to look for a contact us or potentially an edit this page. Granted, the overwhelming majority of websites that you go to do not have an edit this page. That said, we're an open source centric organization, and so is GitLab. And so cool. There's another example that oh man, boy, that Anshuman has shared. Mr. Prasad has shared in the contact list. You might take a quick look at that hyperlink, Raj, and then we can move on. So Jenkins X, this is the open source project itself. And so this is their documentation. And so, yeah, really similar to Meshery's documentation in terms of placement of edit this page. Of course, ours looks prettier. They have edit this page, create documentation issue. Sure, in case you don't want to edit it, you just want to make a note about the fact that there is an issue. Create project issue. Okay, sure. Maybe you don't want to help improve the docs, but you want to create an issue about Jenkins itself. Okay. Anyway, yeah, good point of reference. Anybody have any other comments on this? So I guess part of the food for thought potentially is, hey, should it just be one link, or should there be a second link that gives some instructions as to how to contribute in general? So food for thought for you all. And I do think it'll probably get used. There are, well, about 500 or so people who've contributed to the site so far, and they did it without having the link there. So, but I know that it will help. There's been any number of times where people have wanted to fix something or wanted to help with an issue, and then they'll ask, like, well, where is I can't find where this is in the source code. So hopefully it just greases the wheels, like I said. Raj, there's one more comment for you in the chat, I think.
Okay, so this is, I believe, like we are adding a whole new line with the links, something like GitLab ad, where they add 3 links or something like that with a whole line. I think we can add that on, like we could maybe create one line here which has this whole statement that we are an open source community, we strive on contribution, edit this page, and maybe another contributing.md link. That would be great, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, makes sense. Maybe on the community page or the newcomers page, where we have many pages dedicated to the fact that we're an open source organization, that there might be a section that says, and even this website that you're reading right now, yes, you right now, is open source, and here's how you can help contribute, and maybe it explains that. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm of the perspective that, hey, if they don't understand what edit this page means, then they're probably not here to contribute, and that's fine. And so anyway, I could be wrong though. So like Raj was saying, yeah, please continue the discourse on the PR or in Slack or what have you. Raj, it seems like you're trending toward a decent location in the footer itself, with just a small set of words. Probably no button, no icon necessary. I don't know, but you could play with one and see if it works. The problem with having an icon for it, like a pencil or something, is it's not symmetric with status, privacy, and terms as well. If you're going to land it adjacent to them, if you land it center aligned in the page, arguably it could be distinct and have an icon because it's its own section. I don't know, but we've belabored it. Let's go to the next topic. We could.
Let's stop sharing right now.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, Raj.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Raj. So I've shared my screen again. So yeah, we missed my item. So I'll cover this one very quick. So now on the main site, we have this interactive cytoscape component. So the layout gets changed on every reload. So I'll quickly show. So here the call for volunteers also is that we need more and more of these cytoscape components. So you all can check out the PR and make more new components for this. and that should be updated in this particular page according to the new design that will be made by Avantika and Ritik. Yeah, so my internet is working a bit slow. So any feedback on this one?
Yeah, so there is an open PR. Shivam, are you on the call?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Yeah, you might want to speak about the open PR and some of the design work that has been done recently. If there's a call for volunteers on this, I don't know.
Yeah, there's an open issue regarding this page. Actually, the issue is regarding the banner of the page. I have collaborated to create a new banner for the page, and it is the link for the Figma link for the banner is mentioned in the issue. And if anyone who wants to try their hand at CSS, and it's not a huge issue, but it can be done easily. So anyone who wants to try their hand at it can try out, and it's actually just the replacement of the background and some changing of the text. That's all there's in the issue. Yeah. So the issue is in the layer file repo. Gaurav, if you could just go to the issues page on the layer
Okay,
file repo.
sure.
Is mentioned. We just open that so we can just showcase what the design is meant to be.
Yeah, I think it would be better if someone else or you could open, because I'm currently connected with some other network and that is working slow.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So there are a few folks who've been working on improving this particular page. And the mock-up looks a bit like this. So there's a particular young lady who's on the call who made some of these changes. And it looks like they're going to go forth. So Avantika had added changes around, and it looks like it's getting a positive response. This particular section looks a little different in what Gaurav was just showing. This section is interactive, so you can take your mouse and grab a hold of the elements, grab a hold of these components, and just move them around to make it a little more interactive. So yeah, if your memory serves you well, you'll note that this background, both these concentric dots and what would you, I guess these are plus signs, but basically this grid looking background, the canvas looking background has been added across the page. The nice thing about repeating symbols like this are CSS will make this quite easy, but also very performant, because you'll just set the elements to repeat. And then hopefully too, the same for these. Probably a single SVG style flipped around and transformed a bit, but probably also quite lightweight. So the open issue is, I think it has a help wanted label on it. And I don't think anyone's currently assigned. So there's something for someone in case they want to do that. Any other? So Nareen was just wondering if we would have the same style in light mode. So what a great question. I think that's an outstanding question somewhere listed here. It's like, what would light mode look like? And so I think most of the colors here work with a light background without any change to them. However, it's always helpful to see it mocked up. Other thoughts and comments from folks? Does it seem like an improvement over the current page? The current page, oops, layer E5. The current page only gouges your eye twice, I think. Once right here and once right here when you're in dark mode. So here's the light mode. This interactive section is new. There's an invisible border or sized canvas. There's some style issues that, to be forthright, I'm surprised, given that it's Gaurav's work or some of it's Gaurav's work, I'm surprised that these issues are here. Hopefully he'll take care of them. This and the size of the font and the dark gray, we don't use in MeshMap. Anyway, hopefully we'll fix some of those because this is tons of space, no space. Anyway, the lettering, yeah, there's just a few things that are a little bit off, and Avantika was kind enough to speak up about it. So yeah, these two grab more attention than you would like for them to. There's some great work that's been done on just things like this. I think there's refinement and improvement in each area that's helpful and can be done. But the page itself, as it is right now, was certainly a lot of work from folks here. There's still some things that kind of bug me, and I don't know that I've got great suggestions. One is that I'm dismayed that the teal blue that we have in our brand guide, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily, we go from charcoal to teal blue to, and the blue just doesn't seem to work out as well. It's kind of a disappointment. The other thing that I'm not sure that we're on the right side of, that we've got the right balance to, is making sure that people understand this is interactive. And certainly if your mouse hits it, this is about as much as we can do to tell you to, encourage you to click on it. The color of the text, though, being gray like this, and this is my fault, I had suggested that we move from white to something that was a little inactive so that it could light up when people, but to me, it also looks like it's potentially disabled or not intended to be in focus, because it's not exactly grayed out. But anyway, I mentioned these things because some of you all might have some better suggestions as you go to improve the page. But certainly you did a fantastic job, I think, of the interaction, and then also making it responsive, except for, oh dear Lord, except for the aspect ratio, which is not maintained. And everybody in here gets really skinny really fast. I wish I could maybe not maintain my aspect ratio. That'd be nice. I could get really skinny. Anyway, we probably need to fix this. But other than that, the responsiveness is pretty great. Arguably, we moved through these a little quick. I think if you find one that is of interest and the person puts focus on it, it doesn't necessarily stop. Okay, it keeps going. Okay, wait, but I really want to see that one. What happens if okay, so I can go like that. Once I've moved it once, then it stops the automatic transition. So that's probably it's the best of both worlds. You're auto rotating so that people know there's more to it and you can see more. And if you start to interact with it, it leaves it as a manual thing. It shows you what I like to call the grabby hand. I don't know that that's the technical term, but yeah, anyway, there's some great stuff on the page. I started to review what's on here, and that wasn't the intention. The intention was to call out, this new interactive design, which may or may not be completely responsive at the moment. Oh, it is. I don't know that people will know that they can interact with it because the mouse doesn't change and nothing highlights as you scroll over. So they might, I think the one thing that lets them know that that's possible is that there's an animation on load. Anyway, just some food for thought, thinking out loud here.
Yeah,
Anybody
we could
else?
add tooltip over here when the page loads. That says you can interact and like anything with a descriptive text.
Yeah, you can. Although, yeah, I would submit to you that at the point by which you're having to explain to someone how to use your interface, you've lost. And so, but you can. Other thoughts? Back to the meeting minutes. Oh, we're just at time. Did anyone have an item that wasn't covered today that you'd like to squeeze in?
I think there's one issue that's on Ayush's list. I think Randy can pick that up. That's redirecting to wrong link once page is reloaded. This one, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Hmm. Anything else that we need to chat through? Gaurav, I'm gonna give the host back to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, was that Chandra Vijay? Yeah, Chandra Vijay, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I need some feedback. I have created some issue a pull request, and Gaganpreet has reviewed that pull request. And actually, can I open my PR, Gaurav, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. If you could share a link real quick.
Okay.
Or like since we are on top of the overtime today, so Chandra Vijay, let's get your item covered on Slack. Is it all right? Okay. So, all right. Thank you everyone for joining today's website meeting. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Bye all. Make sure you subscribe the community calendar and not miss any of the meetings.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you all.
See you all. Bye. See you.
Thanks, Gaurav.